Welcome back to Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight on this primary election night. Polls are closed, lots of numbers in, and we're finding out who is going to be on the ballot for you in November.
So let's check on the key race results right now. The first, let's take a look at the Republican primary race for governor. CU Region Board member Heidi Ganahl beat former Parker Mayor Greg Lopez. She has 53% of the vote right now.
All right, other statewide race. We have Representative State Rep Joe Day beat Ron Hanks, and will take on the incumbent, of course, Michael Bennet, for the United States Senate race there.
And for Secretary of State, Pam Anderson beat out Mike O'Donnell and embattled County Clerk Tina Peters for the Republican nomination with 44% of the vote. She'll take on Democrat incumbent Jenna Griswold in November. Moving along for District 1 House seat, incumbent Diana DeGette beat challenger Neil Walia, a former staffer for Governor Hickenlooper. She picked up 85% of the vote. Now to District 3, incumbent Lauren Boebert won the Republican nomination there. She beat challenger Don Coram with more than 60% of the votes.
All right, Congressional District 4, incumbent Kim Buck overwhelmingly defeated Bob Lewis, 75% of the votes, and Buck here seeking his 5th term.
For District 5, incumbent Doug Lamborn beat 3 challengers for the Republican nomination. He is seeking his 5th term. We have a couple of Democratic challengers looking to unseat Lamborn for District 5. David Torres won the Democratic nomination, beating his opponent with 46% of the votes.
And Eric Odland fended off 2 other candidates for the District 7 Republican nomination. We'll take on the Democrat here, Brittany Pedersen, in November. And Colorado, of course, gained a seat in Congress after the 2020 census. We now have an 8th congressional district. It's north of Denver. And Barbara Kirkmeyer has won the Republican nomination there with 41% of the votes, and she beat 3 challengers in that race. And voter turnout this primary skewed red, at least 40,000 more ballots than Democrats as of 3:30 this afternoon.
Denver 7 political reporter Megan Lopez joining us again. Megan, Colorado hasn't seen a Republican governor since the mid-2000s. How do you think this turnout will impact the race?
Well, that's definitely going to be the question. Is really how this Heidi Ganahl and how she really deals with Governor Polis. Sorry about that, guys. Governor Polis doesn't face a primary challenger, but Greg Lopez and Heidi Ganahl, we're hoping to take him on in November. We now know that Heidi Ganahl is going to be the one taking him on. Now, let's talk a little bit about her. She is a mother of 4. She started Camp Bow Wow after her first husband died in a plane crash in his honor. She's been involved in politics for several years. She helped run a petition drive to stop Proposition CC several years back. That one was to protect Tabor, her portion of it anyway. Now, she focused her platform this time around on making the state more affordable and cutting down on crime. She's also the only Republican to hold statewide office currently as the CU region. Now, Ganahl has been a vocal critic of Governor Polis's, particularly of his handling of the COVID pandemic and the economic recovery. The Secretary of State's race, that's another one that we're going to be watching closely. It looks like Jenna Griswold is going to be taking on Pam Anderson. Pulling up that race right here, you can see that race was called for Pam Anderson. This race normally doesn't make a lot of waves. It's not particularly interesting, but this year it is because of Tina Peters and her criticism of the election system. Tina Peters has made national attention for her election denial theories. She faces felony charges, an ethics investigation, a campaign finance investigation. That's why this race is so attention-grabbing. Anderson is a former Jefferson County clerk and recorder and the former executive director of the Colorado County Clerks Association. Unlike Peters, she does not believe that the 2020 election was stolen. Her top priorities are restoring trusted professionalism to the office and remaining above the partisan fray. She wants to keep mail-in voting, but she does want to re-examine the rules on candidate petition signature collection, as well as rules on signature verification. So far, guys, my 3 takeaways from this primary has been, 1, that incumbents have been able to hold on to their seats. We saw that with Boebert, we saw that with Lamborn, we saw that with DeGette, and we saw that with Buck. Second one is that candidates who denied the results of the 2020 election just did not do very well, that being the case with Tina Peters and Ron Hanks and Dave Williams, the state representative. And then my third big takeaway so far tonight is that unaffiliateds largely returned Republican ballots. That's very different than what we saw in 2018, where they largely returned Democratic ballots. I will say, though, just as a caveat, in 2018, we did see more competitive races on that Democratic primary ballot. This time around, we're seeing more competitive races on the Republican primary ballot, and there really were a lot of different Democratic races that just didn't have two people running for the same seat. So we'll have to see how all of that kind of plays out in November, and whether those unaffiliated voters continue to cast their ballots for Republican candidates, or if they switch back over, which was the fear of some people. It's why some of the Republicans wanted to go ahead and cancel the primary altogether and just go to a caucus system. It's those unaffiliated voters, guys, that you're really going to want to pay attention to.
Well, also, Megan, as you said, this gave us a good feel of what the identity, the self-identity of our state Republican Party will be heading into November. Thank you very much for all your work. Much more throughout the evening for you. You can't leave yet, Megan. All right, so I want to go to the brand new district, District 8. Is roughly from north of Greeley down to about Thornton, right on top of Denver.
Let's bring in DU Professor of Political Science Seth Maskett in once again. Seth, voter turnout has largely favored Republicans in Colorado this time around. How does this look for those projecting a red wave come November?
Generally, we really shouldn't look to what happens in a primary to tell us about turnout in a general election. Turnout really did advantage Republicans in tonight's primaries, largely because there were just a lot more interesting and competitive races on the Republican side. There just wasn't that at the statewide level and further down ballot on the Democratic side. There are a number of things that do suggest a tough year for Democrats in the fall. I mean, you have obviously high inflation, you have a fairly unpopular President Biden. Generally, the president's party doesn't do well in midterms, and that looks likely to happen this year as well. So that all is going to create a bit of a turnout problem for Democrats, but we still don't know exactly what that will look like. We'll learn more over the next few months.
So, Seth, reading the tea leaves back to the 8th, what's your gut tell you in that race in November?
It's a new district, obviously. The voters there are not that familiar with any of the candidates yet, but it was a district that was really carved out to be competitive. And so you have, Republicans are going to try and come together and rally behind their new nominee. Democrats really didn't have a competitive primary for this. They already have their nominee, so they're looking a little more united right now. But you'll probably have a pretty evenly split electorate going into the fall, with a lot of unaffiliated voters who are going to have to make up their mind on this. The national parties are going to invest a lot of money in this, or the state parties. It's going to be a closely watched race where you have the National House of Representatives is really in the balance on this. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be expensive, and it's going to be very high turnout.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing who ends up there the 8th. Seth, thank you very much. We'll see you a little bit later in this broadcast. And Denver 7 is your election headquarters for this Colorado primary. In addition to our coverage, you can get live updates on all the elections impacting you on our website, thedenverchannel.com, or stream Denver 7 News on our free Denver 7 Plus app, available anytime on your Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, or Android device.
And stick around. Most of the election results are in. We'll be right back with another live update right after the break.